This is what $50 million get you in the United States of America, and this is what some $58 million get you in Ghana, the shithole country according to Donald Trump, under some insensitive governance. Pathetic. So an American-based financial analyst, economist, historian, and Real Madrid fan took to Twitter and compared what 50 million gets you in the United States and what 58 million gets you in Ghana. So in his Twitter post, he's put a hospital that is located in Tennessee in the United States called the Crest Medical Center alongside the foundation of Ghana's cathedral side by side and captioned it, "This is Crest Medical Center, Tennessee, United States, cost approximately $50 million versus what $58 million gets you in the African country Ghana that continuously begs for loans." This is a food for thought. If you are a Ghanaian, you should be worried. If you are an African, you should be worried about this. 50 million gets a country a whole medical center. Look at some of the pictures from Crest Medical Center. This is their emergency ward, and this is just outpatient ward. Okay, this is a medical center in the United States of America costing them $50 million. A country, even though are owing, do not go begging for hands to put up edifices as such. A country that always stretches their hands to beg, spending 58 million on the biggest manhole in the world. Look at what is there. That is the foundation of the cathedral promised God by some individual, but costing the taxpayer. If you are a Ghanaian, you should be worried about this. You should be worried by this. 58 million, nothing to show for it, but a pure what? Foundation with manholes in it. People, let us reason. On your screen, you can see the Crest Medical Center. These edifices cost $50 million. Why can't we do same? Why can't we do same as people? We are so failed of a nation. As if that is not enough, this gentleman is called Bolshevik, based in the United States, but following African politics keenly, for that matter, Ghana, took to Twitter again and said, "The Ghanaian government often defends itself from the economic crisis it creates by pointing to high inflation in advanced countries. Now with US's inflation at 3.3% and UK at 2.3%, Ghanaians still face a high cost of living and inflation over 30%. The nation lacks competent leaders." This is someone who is not based in Ghana. This is someone who I don't even think has visited Ghana, but takes cues from afar, reading the economy. Of course, he's an analyst, an economist, reading the economy from afar, and is able to decipher what is going on in the country. Anytime Ghanaians or anytime anyone within the country raises issue of the current economic woes, all we hear is COVID-19. All we hear is the Russia-Ukraine war. All we hear are the external factors that are contributing to the wars in the country. But then you ask yourself, why are you a leader? Why are you a leader? If you cannot put measures to block external factors to jeopardize your economies to this level, you have no business being in there. You got to be kicked out. If you don't have the moral compasses to resign by yourself, the people got to show you the way. Look, anytime any issue is raised, COVID-19 ended some 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago, but COVID-19 levy is still being charged to Ghanaians. Ghanaians are still paying for it, but Ghanaians are still feeling the pinches of COVID-19. Anytime any issue is raised, it's COVID-19. It is Ukraine-Russian war. This is an analyst who is sitting outside of the borders of the country and is telling you, Ghana, you lack competent leaders. The late Deputy Finance Minister John Kuma, who passed away a couple of months ago, may his soul rest in peace. A deputy finance minister for 7 years passed away, and $30 million was discovered in his bank account. $30 million found in his bank account. A deputy finance minister for 7 years. You might be doing your own business, granted, but let me put this out there. No authentic businessman who works hard for money, who works hard and knows how money works for him or them, keeps 30 million in their accounts. I repeat it. No authentic businessman who knows the returns on investments will keep $30 million in their accounts. It doesn't happen. How did he make that money? A deputy finance minister for 7 years passed away. Very unfortunate situation. $30 million found in his account. These are the leaders we have. His is out. What about the ones we don't know? Oh, Ghana is bleeding. Ghana is bleeding under this Akufo-Addo and Bawumia-led government. Then the same Bawumia comes back and tells you, promote me to president. I passed as vice president. What? Are we that dumb? Bawumia, do you think we are dumb? We don't think, yeah? So we should promote you to presidency after all this rot under your watch as the chairman of the economic management team, as the vice president of the country, as the economist, the economic whiz kid that we were made to believe that you were. Lie. Not now, not ever. Get that straight. This same Scott Bolshevik again, now on the cedi performance of the country. He said, cedi performance to dollar during the Fourth Republic of Ghana. He took it right from Rawlings's time to now Akufo-Addo. And he says, Rawlings from 0.044 to 0.54 to the dollar. Kufuor took it from 0.54 to 1.4 to the dollar. Mills from 1.4 to 1.88 in 4 years to the dollar. Mahama from 1.88 to 3.8 in 4 years. Akufo-Addo took it from 3.8 to 15.6 over 7 years. Yes, he took it from 3.8 to 15.6 over 7 years. But guess what? Anytime this dollar issue is spoken about, Bawumia's defense is that we should look at the depreciation rate, the rate at which the currency depreciates or has depreciated over the years. But any sane person sit down and analyze from, let's take it from Mills' time, because Mills and Mahama, they spent both 8 years together. So let's take it from 1.4 to 3.8. Even if you add it together, right? That is less than 3 times 3. It's less than times 3. From 3.8 to 15.6, that's more than times 4. And this is in 7 years. The next 1 year to make it 8 years, we don't know what's going to happen. But you have these people defending this with every piece of vein in them. So his conclusion to this is this: Akufo-Addo showed the poorest performance. Now, this is coming from an external economist. This is not a Ghanaian saying it. This is not Sami Jemfi saying it. This is not Honorable Adongo saying it. This is not Honorable Atoforsen saying it. This is an economist outside of the country analyzing the situations and putting this out there. So what do you have to say about this now? Akufo-Addo and your Bawumia, what have you got to say about this? Ghana, we are doomed. As if that is not enough, we woke up this morning to the news that Akufo-Addo has directed the Ministry of Finance to release some 1.5 billion Ghana cedis to pay customers affected by government banking sector cleanup exercise. Now, great move. Thank you for doing that, because people were affected during the banking sector cleanup, which I clearly have issues with. Because if you're going to have 1.5 billion Ghana cedis to pay off people that were affected by this, you could have equally used that money to rescue the banking sector. But no, you did that for your selfish gain. Then the finance minister came out and said, Bawumia will pay the remaining compensation if he wins the election. What sort of a joke is this? This is conditional terms to Ghanaians by saying, unless you vote for them, you're not going to get the money. For real? So this again, Scott Boswick took to Twitter and said, your elected leaders do not consider you as worthy individuals, as inferred from the message. That is rightly what I said. Because if you are telling me unless I vote for your preferred candidate, I cannot have access to my rights, this can only happen in a shithole country according to Donald Trump. So he continued and said, conditional promises, political expediency, no accountability, no rule of law, no ethical considerations. Bad leadership is like a flat tire. You can't move forward until you change it. He has said it all. You cannot move forward unless you change a bad governance. It's as simple as that. So if you are telling me unless I vote for your preferred candidate, I cannot have my rights, today marks the end of your journey. And then he said something very, very profound. He said, a political ideology is benefited only if it serves the people effectively. Democracy works well for Western nations and seems tailored for them, but Africa needs to create its own system. Any ideology that can alleviate poverty and take power from politics should be embraced. That Africa needs to consider. With every certainty, Africa, we need to consider this. Look at them. These are all bunches of thieves. Bunch of thieves in helms of affairs of the continent. Bunch of thieves. No reservation whatsoever. Because all these people are only there to seek their own interest. Look at these people. Look at them. These are just an excerpt. Look at them. Look at these children whose future are entrusted into the hands of these ones. But what are they doing? Just enriching themselves at their expense. Africa needs revolution, a political revolution to straighten up things. This is GH First Media. We say it just as it is, without fear and favor.